Welcome back to Bear Cave Watch Reviews. I'm your host, Papa Bear, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most popular budget-friendly divers on the market, the Casio Duro. Yes, there are tons of reviews on this watch out there, but I wanted to make one today, and I might even do a little side-by-side comparison between it and the infamous Gateway watch to see how things compare. This review is on the 44 millimeter size one, not the newer, smaller one. This watch has been in my collection for a while, and I actually got it at a pawn shop in Alabama during a family reunion trip, well below even the retail price back then. So I'm a strong believer in finding slightly used watches at pawn shops or on the marketplace, and this just happened to be one of them. The watch did come on the original band, which I have somewhere, but I've swapped it out for O style bracelet from Amazon, and I think it really makes the watch look a little bit more expensive and rugged, more than it does right out of the box. So we're going to have a good time reviewing it. Okay, now before we get started, I do want to do my wrist check today because I'm wearing my Speedle. This is I guess they just call it a classic, and I'm going to do a review on it. It did not come on this band. It came on the typical one that they normally send out, which I just didn't care for. So there's that. All right. So here is the Casio Duro in blue. Put it over here so we can look at the specs. Just a really great looking dive watch. I love the blue on it. And like I said, this is an aftermarket bracelet that I got off of Amazon, but it really changes the look of this watch. So just, I'm going to put it on my wrist so you can see what it looks like in a minute. But first, let's just talk about some of the things that I like about the watch. And again, subjective because it's my opinion, but that's what you're here for, I guess, right? So let's start off with stainless steel construction, screw down crown, screw down back. It does come, like I said, on a resin strap, but I think that the blue dial is just fantastic. 22 millimeter lug width, so straps are easily accessible. I'm not a fan of when they are like 21 or something like that, or even 24. And again, this bracelet, I think it cost me like 20 bucks. Yeah, it's press glass, and it doesn't have solid end links, but I didn't want to pay more for the bracelet than the watch is actually, goes for. Now, something that's really great is the QC on this thing. The second hand hits all the markers all the time. So that's just one thing that is fantastic. So, and I will put links to the watch and all the different variants that it comes in the description. All right, here it is on my wrist. 7-inch wrist. Sorry about the studio lights. Sometimes they're too bright. It's not a very chunky boy. It's quartz movement, but I really like the look of it on the bracelet. I just think it makes it look way tougher. So let me polish it up just a little bit here. There you go. Now, I am going to say things that I don't like about the watch. And they're not a lot, and again, subjective, but the size, it's 44 millimeter. So it's just a little bit bigger than I normally do. It's not a deal breaker, just one that, I prefer a 40 millimeter. Um, for me, the original strap was not very comfortable. It was a little bit stiff even after wearing it. And of course, this does come with mineral crystal. And I think by now Casio should be able to put sapphire or sapphire coated crystals in there. And the one thing that is not awesome about it, even though this is a dive watch and it does have the 200 meters of water resistance, the lume isn't very good. I'm going to do a lume video this time so you can see that, and then we'll go from there. All right, so just to show, this is what I'm going to test. And I just picked up one of my Pro Divers. Nothing fancy, so we'll do a comparison with that. And then I also brought in an Addy's Dive one just to see how it compares to that. So I'm going to turn off the lights, charge them up, and go from there. Start with the Duro. So that's the Duro. like I said, not very strong. Just, I mean, it lasts. It's just not great. Now, we already know how I feel about the Invicta one, but we'll do it anyway. This is the Invicta Lume. Not great. And that's it against. Let me charge them both up at the same time. I don't want anybody saying that I cheated. There you go. Now let's put the Invicta down. Grab the Addy's Dive. Oops. You can tell the difference. You can definitely tell the difference. And even though the indices are bigger on the Addy's Dive, just the Lume itself, not applied in the same way. So there's that. All right, now, just for fun, let's put this watch against the Gateway watch, the Invicta Pro Diver. This is the 8926 OB. It's also on a different bracelet that I bought. This is an aftermarket one. I got it from AliExpress. I think it was like 10 bucks. It fits perfect. There's no wiggle, and it has the glide lock system. So anyway, that's enough of that. As you can tell, the size is one thing. One's quartz, one's automatic. They're very similar in a lot of ways. Screw down crown, stainless steel construction. Obviously, both have aftermarket bracelets on. But I think at the price point, right now, this one is a better value unless you just want the automatic movement and the extra branding everywhere. But I do think that these two are very comparable as far as getting people into watches and getting people into dive watches, and just both of them, the price point is just really, really good. You can see the difference in the bracelets. One's got a milled class, one's got the press class. So now, in the Lume test, I did an Addy's Dive. So let's just show you here real quick. This is a Steeldive 1953. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive. It's got the maxi case and maxi dial, Cyclops, which as you can tell is really working, different Lume, but this one cost more than this one. So that's just one thing to take into consideration when you're looking for them. This one's a direct sub homage. This one is got its own personality and just a really good watch. Overall, I'm a huge fan of it. I've said it before. I would have no issues recommending this to anybody. At the price point, it's very, very impressive. I've had it in my collection for a while. It's part of my rotation, again, for the money. Great diver that can be used not just at the desk. And I'm not saying that the Pro Diver or the Steeldive or the Addy's Dive as well, they're all capable of being in the water. Just, I'm saying this one in particular definitely can do it. So the question is, would I give it the Bearcave Seal of Approval? I would give it the Bearcave Seal of Approval. I'll tell you why. It's just a great watch. It looks and feels way tougher than it is, especially at the price point. I think the bear and the bust agree. As always, there will be links in the video. And I'm just remind you, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do so. It definitely helps out. I am not doing this to make money. I'm doing this to share my love of watches and keep my mental health going. You know, sometimes you need to have a hobby, and this is one of those. If you have anything that you'd like to see on the channel, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think, and I'll do my best to make it happen. Again, this is the Casio Duro. This is Papa Bear, and we'll see you next time.